Imagine spending months building a custom agent framework from scratch, only to realize you've been solving the wrong problem. That's exactly what happened to Reza Rezvani before discovering the Claude Agent SDK. In this video, we'll walk through how the Claude Agent SDK can help you build your first autonomous agent in just 30 minutes. We'll focus on the engineering fundamentals, not the hype, so you can create agents that solve real-world problems efficiently and effectively. After months of wrestling with error handling, tool orchestration, and context management, Reza realized the real challenge wasn't building infrastructure. Instead, it was about understanding what makes an agent truly useful. The Claude Agent SDK shifted his focus from reinventing the wheel to designing agents that actually help users. This series is all about those fundamentals, no empty promises, just practical engineering. Throughout this series, you'll build 6 real agents, including a documentation generator, a test suite builder, a Next.js app scaffolder, a content operations agent, a refactoring assistant, and a production log analyzer. But before diving in, it's crucial to understand what an agent really is, and the best way to learn is by building one from scratch. If you've worked with APIs or chatbots, you might think agents are just another way to call Claude, but agents are fundamentally different. Think of an API call as asking someone for directions, a chatbot as having a conversation about those directions, and an agent as hiring a guide who plans the route, checks traffic, and gets you there. Agents have tools, memory, and autonomy, making them far more powerful than simple scripts. Agents built with the Claude SDK have 3 core capabilities. First, tools. These are functions the agent can call, like reading files or querying databases. Second, memory. Agents can remember information between actions, starting with in-memory storage and later expanding to persistent databases. Third, autonomy. Agents don't just respond, they plan, act, and iterate to achieve goals you set. You don't need to be an AI expert to get started. If you can write TypeScript or Python functions, you can build agents with the Claude SDK. The SDK handles the complexity of communicating with Claude, so you can focus on building useful tools and workflows. Getting started takes just 5 minutes. You'll need Node.js 18+, some basic TypeScript knowledge, a Claude API key, and a code editor like VS Code. After creating your project directory and initializing Node, you'll install TypeScript, build tools, and the Claude Agent SDK. Setting up your environment variables and project structure is straightforward, ensuring your API keys stay secure. If you prefer Python, the Claude Agent SDK has you covered. The concepts are identical, just different syntax. You'll install the necessary packages, set up your project structure, and follow along with the same agent building process. Full Python implementations are available in the GitHub repo, so you can choose the language that fits your workflow. Let's build a simple but powerful agent. A file reader that can answer questions about files in your project. This teaches the fundamental pattern for every agent. Define what tools the agent can use, implement those tools, and let the agent decide when to use them. You'll see how the agent orchestrates actions to solve your requests autonomously. In your src divided by index.ts file, you'll import the SDK, set up your environment, and define the file reading tool. The agent's main loop listens for user questions, decides which tool to use, executes it, and returns the answer. This loop is the heart of agent autonomy, letting the agent figure out the steps needed to answer your question. Once your code is ready, you can run your agent with a simple command. Ask it to read your package.json file, and it will autonomously use the read file tool, analyze the contents, and tell you what dependencies are installed. You didn't have to specify the steps, the agent figured it out on its own. That's the power of autonomy in action. Try changing your question. Ask the agent to summarize the file as a haiku, or compare 2 files. The same code adapts to different requests, showing the agent's flexibility. If something goes wrong, like a missing file or dependency, the agent handles errors gracefully and explains what happened, instead of crashing. For Python developers, the process is nearly identical. You'll define tools, implement their logic, and let the agent orchestrate actions. The agent loop allows for multi-step reasoning, handling multiple tools in sequence, and adapting to different types of questions. This consistency across languages makes the Claude SDK accessible to a wide range of developers. What sets this apart from a simple API call? The agent autonomously selects tools, reasons through multiple steps, adapts to different question styles, and handles errors gracefully. This pattern define tools, implement logic, and let the agent orchestrate is the foundation for every agent you'll build with the Claude SDK. This file reader agent is just the beginning. In the next article, you'll build a documentation generator that reads your codebase and writes README files automatically. You'll add more specialized tools, improve error handling, and introduce memory for persistent context. As you progress, you'll orchestrate multiple agents working together on complex tasks, unlocking even more potential.